The quality of your life is often decided before most people even get out of bed. The way you begin your morning shapes your focus, energy, discipline, and emotional state for the rest of the day. If your mornings are rushed, distracted, and reactive, your life slowly becomes the same. But when you learn to control the first hour of your day, you begin controlling your habits, your mindset, and eventually your future. Most people lose the day before it even starts. They wake up and immediately reach for their phone. Notifications, messages, stress, and other people's priorities invade their mind within seconds. Instead of starting with purpose, they start with reaction. That single habit trains the brain to live distracted, emotionally controlled, and mentally weak. Winning the morning starts with one decision. Stop negotiating with yourself. When the alarm goes off, get up immediately. The longer you lie there thinking, the weaker your discipline becomes. Every time you delay action, you teach your brain that comfort is more important than growth. Strong people move before they feel ready. They don't wait for motivation. They act because they made a commitment. Make your bed the moment you stand up. It sounds simple, but that's exactly why it matters. Success is built on mastering small actions consistently. Completing one task immediately creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence creates action. Small victories condition your mind to keep moving forward. Control your body early. Move, stretch, walk, train, or do anything that increases energy and circulation. Motion changes emotion. When your body feels awake, your mind becomes sharper. Lazy mornings create lazy thinking. Active mornings create productive thinking. Even 10 minutes of movement can shift your entire state. Guard your mind before the world enters it. Do not begin your day consuming negativity, gossip, or endless scrolling. Fill your mind with something that strengthens you. Read a few pages of a powerful book, listen to something educational, review your goals, or spend time thinking clearly about the life you want to build. Your mind is programmable, especially in the morning. If you feed it distraction, you become distracted. If you feed it purpose, you become focused. You must also learn the power of silence. Most people never stop long enough to think intentionally. Sit quietly for a few minutes. Breathe deeply. Ask yourself important questions. What matters most today? What kind of person do I need to be today? What action would make today successful? Direction creates power. Without direction, people drift through the day reacting emotionally to everything around them. Another critical habit is planning your day before chaos begins. If you don't decide your priorities early, distractions will decide them for you. Write down the top tasks that truly matter. Not busy work, not random activities. Real actions that move your life forward. Focus on completing important things first while your energy is strongest. Stop making excuses about not being a morning person. Discipline is not personality-based, it is trained. Nobody naturally enjoys discomfort in the beginning. The difference is that successful people act despite resistance. They understand that growth often feels uncomfortable at first. Weak habits feel easy now, but create pain later. Strong habits feel hard now, but create freedom later. Your environment matters too. Prepare your mornings the night before. Lay out your clothes. Organize your workspace. Decide your priorities early. Remove unnecessary decisions from the morning because confusion drains energy. Preparation creates execution. One of the biggest mistakes people make is underestimating consistency. They try to transform their entire life in one day, fail and quit. Real change comes from repeating simple habits daily until they become automatic. Wake up on time, drink water, move your body, feed your mind, focus your attention. Repeat it long enough, and discipline becomes part of your identity. The morning is also where self-respect is built. Every promise you keep to yourself increases confidence. Every promise you break weakens trust in yourself. When you say you will wake up early and actually do it, you prove that your words matter. That internal trust changes how you approach every challenge in life. Do not aim for perfection. Aim for control. Some mornings will feel difficult. Some days you will feel tired, stressed, or unmotivated. Do it anyway. The goal is not to feel perfect. The goal is to become reliable. Remember this. Your future is not created by massive actions once in a while. It is created by small actions repeated every day. A powerful morning routine is not about impressing people. It is about building a mind that stays focused, disciplined, and prepared no matter what life throws at you. Master your morning, and you slowly master yourself. Once you master yourself, you become dangerous to average living. Most people do not fail because they lack talent, intelligence, or opportunity. They fail because they hesitate. They wait too long, think too much, doubt themselves endlessly, and allow fear to grow stronger than action. Meanwhile, disciplined people build momentum simply because they move quickly while others are still overanalyzing. Your life changes the moment you stop waiting to feel ready. Action is a skill. Speed is a habit. The more you train yourself to act immediately on small things, the stronger your discipline becomes in bigger situations. Every time you delay a task you know you should do, you weaken your ability to trust yourself. Every time you act immediately, you strengthen mental toughness. Start with the smallest actions possible. If something takes less than a few minutes, do it now. Reply to the important message. Clean the workspace. Write the idea down. Make the call. Start the workout. Read the first page. Most people think success comes from giant breakthroughs, but success is usually built through immediate execution of small responsibilities. The problem is not laziness alone. The real enemy is emotional dependence. People wait until they feel motivated before taking action. That mindset destroys progress because emotions constantly change. Winners do not ask how they feel before doing what matters. They train themselves to move regardless of mood. You must stop negotiating with discomfort. The moment your brain says, "I'll do it later," recognize that as a dangerous pattern. Later becomes tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes next week. Eventually, opportunities disappear while excuses multiply. Delayed action slowly creates a delayed life. One of the fastest ways to build discipline is to count down and move immediately. The moment you know what needs to be done, act before your mind talks you out of it. Human beings naturally seek comfort. If you give your brain too much time, it will create excuses to avoid effort. Action must become automatic. Understand this clearly. Overthinking is often disguised fear. People say they are planning, but in reality they are avoiding risk, judgment, failure, or discomfort. Perfect timing rarely exists. Clarity often comes after movement, not before it. Confidence is not built by thinking about action. Confidence is built by surviving action repeatedly. You also need to lower the emotional weight of starting. Many people make tasks feel bigger than they really are. They imagine the entire journey instead of focusing on the first step. Don't think about finishing the whole project. Focus on beginning. Starting creates momentum. Momentum makes difficult things easier. Train yourself to become a finisher. Incomplete tasks drain mental energy. Every promise you break to yourself weakens your self-image, but every completed action, even small ones, builds internal trust. When you consistently follow through, you begin seeing yourself as disciplined, reliable, and capable. Identity changes through repeated behavior. Another powerful principle is learning to act while uncertain. Many people believe successful individuals are fearless. They are not. They simply learned how to move despite fear. Courage is action in the presence of discomfort. Fear loses power when you stop obeying it. Your environment matters more than you think. If you surround yourself with distraction, hesitation becomes normal. Endless scrolling, constant entertainment, and toxic influences train your brain to seek instant comfort instead of meaningful progress. Remove unnecessary distractions. Make action easier than avoidance. You must also stop rewarding procrastination. Every time you avoid responsibility and escape into comfort, your brain learns a dangerous lesson. Avoidance feels good. That pattern eventually destroys ambition. Instead, reward completion. Feel proud after finishing difficult tasks. Train your mind to associate discipline with satisfaction. Speed creates opportunity. The world rewards people who execute quickly. Ideas alone mean nothing without movement. Thousands of people dream about success, but only a few consistently take action. The difference between average and exceptional people is often simple. One group hesitates while the other begins. Do not confuse movement with productivity, though. Busy people are everywhere. Effective people are rare. Immediate action should focus on meaningful priorities, not random activity. Ask yourself constantly, what action moves my life forward right now? Then do that first. There will be days when you feel tired, uncertain, or discouraged. Act anyway. Waiting for ideal conditions is a trap. Growth happens when you train yourself to perform under imperfect circumstances. Discipline becomes real when action continues without emotional support. Another important lesson is understanding that small delays become large consequences over time. Ignoring tiny responsibilities creates chaos later. A missed workout becomes months of inconsistency. A delayed conversation becomes a damaged relationship. A postponed opportunity becomes regret. Small actions matter because they shape direction. The fastest way to transform your life is to become someone who executes immediately. Not recklessly, but decisively. Build a reputation with yourself that when something needs to be done, you move. Because in the end, success is rarely about knowing more. Most people already know what they should do. The real difference is execution. Action separates dreamers from builders. Action separates excuses from results. Action separates the life you imagine from the life you actually create. Train yourself to move immediately, and you will develop something most people never build: unstoppable momentum. Your mind is the control center of your life. Every decision, habit, emotion, and action begins there first. If your mind is weak, distracted, negative, or constantly overwhelmed, your life eventually reflects it. But if your mind is focused, disciplined, and conditioned for growth, you begin operating with clarity, confidence, and purpose. Most people protect their phone more than they protect their mindset. They are careful about passwords, money, and possessions, yet they allow negativity, distractions, toxic opinions, and destructive habits to enter their mind every single day without resistance. Then they wonder why they feel exhausted, unmotivated, and mentally stuck. Your future is shaped by what you repeatedly allow into your mind. Pay attention to what you consume daily. The music, conversations, videos, social media, and environments around you are programming your thinking whether you realize it or not. If you constantly feed your brain negativity, fear, gossip, and distraction, your mind slowly becomes weak and reactive. But when you feed it discipline, learning, focus, and empowering ideas, your thinking changes and your actions follow. You must become extremely selective about mental input. Not everything deserves your attention. Stop consuming content that leaves you drained, angry, insecure, or distracted. Stop allowing useless information to steal energy from meaningful goals. Every hour wasted on mindless entertainment is an hour not invested into growth, skill, health, or purpose. Guard your mornings especially carefully. The first thoughts entering your mind each day often influence your emotional state for hours. If your morning begins with chaos, comparison, and noise, your focus disappears before the day even starts. Start your day intentionally. Feed your mind something that strengthens you before the world starts demanding your attention. Another critical principle is learning to control self-talk. The voice in your head becomes the direction of your life. If you constantly repeat thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," "I always fail," or "nothing works out for me," your brain begins accepting those statements as truth. Your mind listens to what you repeatedly say, destructive language immediately. Speak with strength even before you fully believe it. Tell yourself, "I finish what I start. I can handle pressure. I improve every day. I refuse to quit." Words shape identity. Identity shapes behavior. You also need to protect your mind from toxic environments. Energy spreads quickly. Negative people drain focus, ambition, and confidence. If you spend enough time around excuses, complaining, laziness, and small thinking, you slowly normalize those behaviors. Eventually, you stop pushing yourself because average starts feeling comfortable. Choose your environment carefully. Spend more time around people who challenge you to grow, think bigger, and stay disciplined. You do not rise to your goals consistently. You often fall to the standards around you. Learn to control your attention because attention is power. Modern distractions are designed to destroy focus. Endless scrolling, constant notifications, and non-stop stimulation train the brain to crave instant gratification. As a result, people lose the ability to focus deeply, think clearly, or stay disciplined for long periods of time. Train your mind to resist distraction. Put your phone away while working. Turn off unnecessary notifications. Spend time in silence. Focus on one task at a time. Discipline over attention creates mental strength. You must also stop replaying negative experiences endlessly. Many people suffer more in their imagination than in reality. They relive failures, embarrassment, rejection, and mistakes repeatedly until those moments become emotional prisons. Learn from the past, but do not live there. A focused mind moves forward instead of emotionally recycling old pain. Another important habit is protecting your physical energy because your body affects your thinking. Poor sleep, bad nutrition, inactivity, and constant stress weaken mental performance. When your body feels exhausted, your thoughts become heavier, slower, and more emotional. Strong mental performance requires physical discipline too. Your standards matter more than motivation. Do not wait until you feel positive to protect your mindset. Build systems that support clarity daily. Read consistently. Exercise regularly. Spend time reflecting. Remove toxic influences. Practice gratitude. Train your mind intentionally instead of leaving it uncontrolled. One of the most powerful habits you can develop is mental repetition. What you think repeatedly becomes familiar. What becomes familiar eventually feels true. That is why fear grows when constantly repeated, and confidence grows the same way. Condition your mind with strong thoughts daily. Remind yourself of your goals, values, and responsibilities. Focus on solutions instead of excuses. Focus on progress instead of perfection. Focus on discipline instead of emotion. Most people lose mental battles before they even begin because they allow weakness to dominate their thinking. They entertain doubt too long. They focus on obstacles too much. They speak negatively too often. A disciplined mind does the opposite. It searches for opportunity during pressure. It stays calm under stress. It chooses action over excuses. It focuses on what can be controlled. Protecting your mind does not mean avoiding reality. It means refusing to let negativity control your direction. Life will challenge you. People will disappoint you. Pressure will come. But your power comes from choosing what deserves space in your mind. At the end of the day, your mind is either your greatest weapon or your biggest limitation. The difference depends on what you feed it, what you tolerate, and what you practice consistently. Protect your mind daily because your future is built there first.